And we are back with another episode of the Sage's Nook podcast. Welcome in. I am Tom, the Adventure Sage. This is my brother Mitch, the Dual Wielder, and we are both longtime DMs here to talk about anything and everything TTRPG, D&D, Warhammer, Daggerheart, things that nerds do.
Talk about stuff.
We are back with another episode. We are happy to be back. We have a lot to talk about today. Mitch, how you doing?
Doing well. Drinking a big protein shake.
Not bad. I am horribly sleep deprived. I have a beer in my hand as well, enjoying that pretty much. Yeah, I'm ready to talk about D&D. Not a whole lot of news in the D&D community this week. We've been talking a lot about Critical Role the past couple episodes. Been a lot of movement, a lot of hoopla, so to speak. But it's been kind of quiet, which is good because I've been very busy. Haven't been as dialed into the D&D atmosphere as in the past week. And I guess we can start off as usual by saying how much D&D we've played. I think the answer is the same for both of us this week. Zip. Zilch. Yeah, nothing. Yeah, my new campaign is going strong. Really enjoying it, diving deeper into characters, and we've had a few combats under our belt now. We're right in the middle of a big dungeon delve. My party's had a few combats already, so very excited for the next session. I'm not going to spoil anything just in case any of my party members are listening to this, but I'll definitely go into much bigger detail after the next session of kind of recapping how that's going. But I almost forgot. We have another sponsor for the podcast today. That's right, baby.
Woo!
We have another sponsor. This one I am very, very excited to announce. It has been a long time in the making. So this podcast is sponsored by the Kickstarter for Scorched Basin. It is a brand new Dune and Mad Max inspired system agnostic RPG setting. This will pretty much give you everything you need to run an epic, adrenaline fueled adventure in a harsh, dynamic, vibrant desert landscape teeming with completely unique lore, creatures, plants, character options, and so much more. It is super, super cool. It really is like the complete package for just a completely new setting. There's 5 tribes that are vying for power. Everything is centered around this giant crystal that crashed into the basin and created like these giant rock walls. It's just really cool. You think, when you think of desert, you just think, oh, it's pretty one-dimensional, sand, and then it's hot in the day and cold at night. But there are so many vibrant locations in here. There's a lot of different faction intrigue. And, I'm myself only starting to break the surface of how much lore there truly is to this thing. With that being said, we'll have a link in the bio of this video for you to go check that out, sign up for it on Kickstarter. By the time this is coming out, it just released a few days ago, so it's really fresh, really fun, really cool. It's by publishers Homie and the Dude. They have been absolutely amazing to work with. I adore their team. They're just super creator friendly, and they work with a lot of other cool creators too. So very happy to be a part of this. Very happy to have them sponsoring the podcast. But definitely check it out. The artwork for this thing is absolutely redonkulous.
Dude, they got sandworms?
Bro. Yeah, they got dune eaters, baby. Yeah, it is a perfect combination of like the grandiose, like massive scale of Dune with the high octane adrenaline of Mad Max. It's a really cool setting. There's a lot of potential to have a lot of different stories in it. And yeah, I'm just really excited about it. Not normally does like a net new setting kind of grip me like this one did. And I'm not just saying that because they're sponsored. This thing is actually really, really cool. And I will definitely be picking it up and supporting it. So go check that out. The link is in our bio. If you click that link, that will directly help not only the Kickstarter, but it'll help our podcast too. We have our own specific link that you can click. So if you heard about it through us, please use our link. It helps support the podcast. It helps support Homie and the Dude and the Kickstarter. And then you get an awesome new setting for your TTRPG games as well. I did forget to mention, this is completely system agnostic. So you can play D&D, Daggerheart. What's that new one that just came out? Shadow Dark. That's what it is. It's compatible with Shadow Dark too. I've never played Shadow Dark, but it's completely system agnostic. Very cool thing that they're doing. So definitely go on and support them. They're a wonderful publishing company and they do a lot of great stuff with the community. So anything we can do to support as well, We will. Thank you to Homie the Dude and Scorched Basin for sponsoring this podcast episode. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yes.
You're going to help us afford more beer for more podcasts.
Yeah. And probably nicer cameras and stuff.
And nicer beer. For nicer podcasts.
Yeah. But yeah, very excited.
Tom will get a better... my camera's going to somehow get worse, and Tom's camera will get better. Yeah. And I'll just be more hammered every podcast.
Every time we get an equipment upgrade, I'm actually going to give Mitch a downgrade without telling him. So
he's going to put malware in my drivers to make them 10% worse every week.
Yeah. But yeah, thanks Homie and the Dude for sponsoring the podcast. Super excited about Scorched Basin. Really cool stuff. So Kickstarter's live until October. So keep, definitely visit it sooner rather than later and use our link, please. We don't have any huge segments or anything planned for the podcast today. We're just going to kind of shoot the shit, catch up. For those of you who have been following the podcast for a while now, this spawned out of Mitch and I saying one day, hey, we talk for 4 hours a day about D&D. Why don't we make it a podcast and try and turn it into something more than just us? But Mitch and I haven't really talked because I've been out of town. I've been out of town at a wedding. That is the whole reason I haven't played D&D this week. I had to take a week off. We talked about it briefly last episode, but I went to a wedding. It was very fun. I got to wear my new whimsical suit. I got absolutely trashed as I do at weddings. Weddings are like those are my moment to go feral. It works even better if I'm not a main contributor to the wedding. Like, for example, I was at this wedding because my fiance had, it was for someone on my fiance's family. So I didn't really know too many people, of course, the immediate family I was very close with and stuff. But when you don't have like a responsibility to like say hi to everybody and know who everyone is.
What else is there to do? Besides get absolutely sloshed.
Yeah, that is my calling, to get trashed and go absolutely feral on the dance floor. I am not a dancer. Unless you throw a drink in my hand and you put me at a wedding, I will dance until my legs are shaking.
Hell yeah. Best time to dance is at a wedding.
But yeah, so
everyone's dancing and everybody is bad at dancing, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you that one person that whips out the dance moves and everyone's like, oh, shit. Not me. Couldn't be me. I look like a bumbling idiot out there, but I could not be happier. I love weddings. Love weddings. On that note, Mitch and I haven't really spoke in the past week or so, just because I've been so busy. All my content rollout is definitely ramping up, and I'm trying to make higher quality videos. Speaking of, I just made a higher quality video for the Scorched Basin Kickstarter, threw that out on my TikTok. My time is becoming a little bit more finite, but it is becoming more finite with D&D Adventure Sage activities, which makes me happy. My life is very busy right now and I don't have a lot of free time, but it's a good busy. So it's exciting.
Yeah. I mean, Tom said all that. That's all bullshit. I just don't talk to him. I just don't want to.
He doesn't answer my calls.
Yeah, I just hang up on him. I send him the voicemail.
I just leave him. I leave him 5-minute long voicemails of me bawling into the phone.
That's one thing that we do all the time is whenever one of us doesn't answer, we'll just leave the craziest voicemail ever. Just like yelling in our car or just like whispering into the phone.
Hannah and I, we were getting ready for bed this is probably a few weeks ago now. We were getting ready for bed. And, I was on my phone and she looked over and she saw like my voicemail notification was like out of control. She's like, do you not check your voicemails? And I was like, no, I mean, if it's someone I know, usually I'll just call them back and I won't even listen to the voicemail. She's like, over the past half year, you've accumulated like 20 voicemails from Mitch. She's like, you should listen to them. I was like, all right. So I clicked through them all and it's just it's just guttural.
It's just goblin and ogre speak.
Yeah, it is nothing, no coherent language, just noises. And none of them are the same.
Yeah, well, the most hilarious thing is like before you click on it to like hear it, it'll try to translate it in the thing. It'll just be a bunch of random fucking letters because it doesn't know what we're saying.
Yeah, I might as well be reading a different language in the transcription. But yeah, so Mitch and I haven't talked a lot. So Mitch, let's catch up. Let's talk about stat generation. This is prompted by nothing other than my own thoughts.
Let's talk about statistics.
Let's talk about the stats. Let's talk about
statistics. I'll pull out my spreadsheets.
Talk about statistics. How do you generate stats? How do you like to generate stats?
All right, I'll tell you how I generate stats. I go on to D&D Beyond and I click the roll button.
So you're a roll guy.
It depends. Long form campaign, I don't want them to roll.
No.
I don't like it. I do a standard array or maybe an edited standard array. If it's a one shot, I don't give a fuck. Roll away. If your stats are crazy, it's a one shot. Who cares?
This might be a hot take, but yeah, I am 100% on the side of standard array. If I had to choose one and it was like you only get to do one forever, no matter what kind of D&D you're playing, 100% standard array, dude. The real gamers, quote unquote. They'll call me a coward for doing standard array. But you know what? No. You just want to roll so you can get the 18 at level 1 and go on a power fantasy and build a broken min-max to fuck character. Standard array is the best.
Yeah. And that happens 1 out of 20 times. And then, I have 4 10s and then a 9 and a 13.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Or you get the person that rolls not higher than a 14 and their character fucking sucks. It's just not good.
Yeah. Or you get the character or the player who rolls 5 14s as their stat lines, and then they make and base their whole character around that, like I did. Mr. 14. I worked with my DM, made a whole stat sheet to where whenever I rolled a 14 in the game ever, I would roll on a random table to see what the fuck happened.
Yeah.
The worst outcome, I would spawn a beholder.
Jesus.
It would just kill every fucking.
You guys were level 2, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we were level 2, but I had to roll 14, and then if I rolled a 14 again
on a D100,
because I'd roll on the table, a D4, it was a D20. If I rolled another 14 on that table, then it would do something crazy.
that's that's not horrible odds.
So it would be any natural 14, so any D20 that's a 14 on the die, or any unnatural 14, it would unlock Mr. 14's inner power.
Jesus.
And then it's something bad. Usually something bad would happen.
Oh man.
Because he's so magically powerful that it would just erupt out of him whenever I rolled a 14. He'd and he'd freak out.
Oh my God.
There was one where I would if I rolled, I'd cast levitate on myself. I'd be stuck in the air 30 feet up and I'd just be stuck there for 14 minutes. There was one where one of the super ones, so like I'd roll on the table, I roll another 14, I roll on the good table. That one of the super ones where I do like 14 d6 damage of like force just to a guy near me.
Meteor swarm. Is it like a random person or is it someone of your choice? Like if you're walking down the street,
it's someone of my choice, but I would have to roll a 14 like I'd have to roll 14 like 3 times in a row on the table.
You collateral hit like an elderly dude just walking down the street. He blows up. Boom. You cast Mage Hand and the guy next to you just blows up. But yeah, rolling is fun. Don't get me wrong. Look, I'm one for a good gamble. I love the thrill.
It is fun.
And it feels good to roll high, but it feels terrible to roll low, especially if you're like, look, for one shots, realistically, I don't give a shit. Roll away if that's what you want to do. But long form campaigns, not a chance I'm doing rolling. Not a chance. Not a chance.
Yeah, I can't do it. It's too swingy. It's like half the players are usually like, man, my stats suck. And then the other half of the players are like, dude, my guy's awesome.
Yeah.
Because they're literally like half the time, like 15 to 30% just better at doing things than the other players because of their stats.
Yeah, you're rolling 18, then you choose your background, and then all of a sudden you're level 1 and you already have maxed out fucking strength.
And it's not like, oh, well, they should have just built their character better. It's like, no, I just have better stats. So it's not like in a normal party where you do standard array or something. Yeah, maybe a character can get to that 18 stat and they're going to be really good at that, but they got to invest a lot into it. Yeah. Whereas, it's like, oh, well, if you're jealous of my 18 stat, you should have built your character better. Well, your 18 stat was random. And my highest stat I got was a 12. So my character is going to basically suck. So I'm going to have to base my character around sucking and not do the build I want to do.
Exactly. I like standard array, but I do a heightened standard array. So I can't remember what it is right off the rip, but instead of like 15 and then counting down, I'll do 16 and then like a 14 and then 13 and then 10, 8. Something I will always let my players do though is if they want a lower dump stat. I will never say no to that. In fact, we've chosen to do some pretty, like, Mitch and I played in a one shot, and essentially he was like, I was this little goblin, and he was like this Godzilla-esque dragonborn, huge burly dude. I opted to have my goblin strength be a 3. So canonically, he couldn't walk. So he just had to ride Mitch's dragonborn around. We had like a saddle and everything.
I was playing like a dragonborn rune knight so I could grow. And I was like a huge dude. And I roleplayed it that I was like, I basically roleplayed it like I was a giant monitor lizard. So like the monitor lizards, they can kind of stand up and they just like hold their arms to the side, but then they're like crawling around. So my little goblin friend whose legs were fucked up or whatever, he couldn't walk. So he would just ride me around.
Yeah, we crafted a saddle. We made it so like we were both kind of like outcasts, and we had like our own little, we like hollowed out a tree. We had like a grotto that we lived in. But yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, you were the smart one. I was the dumb one. I was like basically an animal, like and I that could talk.
Yeah, I was the brains and you were the brawn.
You know, we started off in a tavern. We went to bed. I snuck into the kitchen and ate everything in there. And the bartender tried to stop me. But I'm basically just a giant walking crocodile. So he was like, okay, I'm just going to walk away. It was pretty fun. We only played one session.
Yeah. Don't be afraid to give yourself a horrible stat. If everyone is super powerful, it's actually boring.
Yeah.
Especially if all of your stats are at the very least decent. I don't know. It's just not as fun. I like having something that I am terrible at, because in the off chance that like the party is split or separated and I have to do something that is in my dump stat, which is a 5, that's going to make probably a horrible moment, but a horribly funny moment.
Funny, or it's what's it called? It's memorable, because it's like, I remember one time we were trying to open this door with strength checks or something, and we just couldn't. Like one dude was behind this door fighting a boss by himself, and we were all just trying to unlock it, and none of us had high strength. We were just failing over and over and over again.
We got TPK'd that session.
We did. We got a TPK because when we went in there, it was pitch black, so no one could see, and like no one had dark vision.
Yeah, our party comp was pretty horrible.
we were running around because we finally broke through the door, and then by the time we got in there, it was pitch black, so we were just running around aimlessly in the darkness. I remember in roll 20, I ran my character forward through the darkness, and it revealed my vision, and I saw our friend laying dead on the ground. He was just there dead.
Yeah, that was a rough session. Our party comp was terrible. We were all very good characters. Like Mitch was an artificer, I was a bard, and we all had our strengths, but nobody had a strength build. Nobody was a martial class.
We didn't have a muscle.
Yeah, so
we were all like half casters and stuff. So we were good at doing a lot of things, but like we didn't have like that hammer to rely on.
We did not have a proper tank.
Super powerful spellcaster.
Yeah. Well, I was a pretty good spellcaster. I was bard.
But you were more like a support caster, though. You know what I mean? Like we didn't have that. Yeah. We didn't have that like that damage dealer or that muscle to tank a ton of damage. We had a rogue, artificer, bard, ranger, another rogue.
Yeah, we had 2 rogues.
We were the squishiest party ever.
Yeah.
And we had no like super damage dealer characters besides the rogues. But they were both, they're squishy, so they have to like frontline, and then they just get destroyed.
If you're an OG, you'll remember an episode where Mitch and I talked about how we got TPK'd, and then we both went dwarf barbarian brothers because we were so tired of getting our shit kicked in whenever we had to be strong. So we just overcorrected, became these wild barbarians.
Psychos.
But yeah.
And then I killed that same boss in the next session in one round.
Yeah. The guy that TPK'd our party didn't even get to go. Mitch's character went in and killed him in one round.
Yeah, I was a champion fighter, barbarian multi-class. I got hasted by somebody. I ran super fast straight to the guy as soon as we saw him. I did 4 attacks, action surged, 3 more attacks, and I killed him.
He was squishy. He was a squishy caster.
And I was recklessly attacking, so I had advantage on all of them. I was critting on a couple of them. It was awesome. And then I jumped at a dragon immediately after, and he put me in a maze, and I was stuck there for 20 minutes.
Hey, everyone's got their dumb stats.
My guy's physically was so dumb he could not escape it.
Then my guy tried to go break his concentration and I couldn't do it. I couldn't break it. But yeah, dumb stats are fun, but it is kind of tough when everyone builds their party, because I am a big advocate for like just playing what you want to play. Don't worry about the party comp. Don't worry about what everyone else is playing. Play a character you want to play. And that's always valid. But it does sometimes make it very hard if everyone plays what they want to play and there is a gaping hole in the party for a build that needs to be there.
Yeah, no support or no tank or no like super high damage dealer. If you're used to having a well-balanced party, you will feel that in any campaign you play where you're missing like one of those core, like predominantly stuck in there like classes, one of those party roles. Like you guys are going to be running out of potions like crazy if you don't have anybody with healing spells. If you don't have a tank, again, you guys are going to be running out of potions and healing spells like crazy because you're all getting smashed. If you don't have somebody who can deal a ton of damage, you're going to, throughout the rounds, the combats are going to take way longer. So you're going to take much more damage, use much more resources. You don't have that that hammer that you can rely on to just smash a boss or smash an enemy and then block the way. But I was going to say for stat rolling, I don't like stat rolling because I think it encourages players is to make much more swingy characters that are much more focused on just being as powerful as possible. When you have the standard array, everything's a lot more balanced. You're thinking like, okay, how can I get to that 20 in the future for my stats? But when you already have an 18, you're not thinking like, how do I want to design my character? What do I want some of these features? You're thinking like, I can get to a 20 at level 1. I'm going to do that. And you're going to build your character, try to min-max them to get to those high stats because you're so close and you're super powerful. You're like, I'm going to supercharge my guy. Why wouldn't you? So I feel like it kind of dampens the character creation of making an interesting character who's more well-rounded and can do other things because you don't need to rely on that stuff because you already have a 20 strength and you can just smash anything in the face.
Yeah, not a fan of rolling. I get it. I understand. It's fun. But if we're doing anything more than a one-shot, no. We're doing standard array. That might get us some flack, but we're right. So
yeah, we're right. You're wrong.
I
if you're giving us some flack, I don't care.
I don't know what to tell you. You're wrong. And
honestly, I'm not even gonna read your comment.
Look, it is what it is. But anyways,
unfortunate.
Yeah, I had that thought. I have this random note in my. No, I have a note in my phone where.
In my journal.
Yeah.
In my tome, in my wizard's nook.
I was journaling in my electronic tome. And I have a little note where every time I have a thought where I'm like, oh, that'd be a good thing to talk about on the podcast, I'll just jot it down. And that was one of the things I thought of a few days ago while we were driving to Wisconsin.
I had a thing I was thinking about, kind of a question we could talk about was, I was talking about this last week and probably the week before, because it's one of my biggest gripes with D&D right now is there's no big connected campaign books being dropped. And by connected, I mean most of the campaign books coming out are like a bunch of mini adventures, multiverse stuff, where it's not like it's connected, but it's like, oh, we're going to this place and we're going to this place. And I feel like the past like 3 or 4 books have all been like multiversal space stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm not even upset about that. It's just like they're all kind of like mini adventures that are not necessarily supposed to be run together. You can, it's like you're doing the staircase to go through each adventure. And as a DM, you can run it that way. But like, I want like the continuous story, like the Out of the Abyss. That is like one long story campaign book, The Tyranny of Dragons. That is technically 2 books they smash together. But they kind of go along one big story that your characters go through, 1 to like 20 or whatever, 14.
Yeah.
Where is that? I was actually looking at source books and stuff today on the D&D marketplace because I want to start running a game soon. Another game, maybe we'll stream it, maybe not. I don't know. But I was just looking and I was like, I want to run a module. The only module that I see that's come out that's fairly new is the dragon one. And they're all just one shots or like little mini series for each dragon type. Where is the giant campaign book? It's almost 2026. This is D&D 2024? Where is the giant campaign?
It's one of those things, and like even before that, and granted, I did stop buying the modules as regularly as I used to when 2024 was announced, because they still were releasing books. What is it? Journey Through the Radiant Citadel and Planescape and The Keys to the Golden Vault or something like that. I was like, yeah, those look cool, but I'm just gonna wait till 2024 and see what they release then. And they just didn't release anything. And look, we just went on a whole tangent last week about how 2024 is objectively better, and it is. The rule set is better, it is more balanced, but they didn't really follow up the core rules with much. And I know they're releasing a huge Greyhawk setting, and I know the Artificer's coming back, but like, dude, that was almost like the Monster Manual came out in February. The Artificer's not coming back till November.
Yeah.
Look, give me content. I want to buy some content. Come on, Hasbro.
Yeah, I mean,
I want to give you money.
I'm even looking right now. They have like a bunch of little mini things that they released, but the last thing they released besides the Dragon Delves, which is with the new book that I don't know if it's out yet, but it's coming out or it's just came out recently, where it's the adventures per each dragon. It's like a 3 to 4 session thing for, introducing the dragons. You could just shove them in a campaign somewhere if you want, kind of thing too. The last one that came out that was like a big book, I hope this is in order, is Quests from the Infinite Staircase, and then Vecna Eve of Ruin.
I have read Vecna Eve of Ruin all the way through. I even ran some of it. That is technically, it's like a big adventure, but it's not. It's like a greatest hits. It's like an Avengers Endgame type thing where it's like, yeah, it's technically one thing, but it's just the same party going through different other modules. Like the Death House from Curse of Strahd is in there.
Yeah.
And another map from Out of the Abyss, I'm pretty sure, is in there. So it's like, it's cool, but it's more of like a theme park ride rather than like a long, intricate story, if that makes sense. I think back to like some of my favorite modules, like Curse of Strahd. Obviously, I have never finished it, but I've ran Curse of Strahd twice now. And then Rime of the Frost Maiden. We talked about this in a very long time ago, but I have a horrible habit of starting modules and then realizing I don't have enough time to actually see them through. But so I've ran like the first half of a lot of different modules. But like Curse of Strahd, Rime of the Frost Maiden. I'm blanking on the other one.
Ghost of Saltmarsh.
Ghost of Saltmarsh. Well, not necessarily Ghost of Saltmarsh does kind of fall into that, like, it's a series of one-shots tied together. You can't make it a big, nice, long story.
Oh, I thought you were saying ones you'd played.
Oh, no. I'm just thinking, like, ones that, like, when I think about them, I go, oh, yeah, the flavor, the theme, the sauce is there in those modules. Rime of the Frost Maiden, I think... I don't necessarily enjoy running it as much as I do Strahd, because Strahd is so heavy on theme and dark tones, and I love that like gothic horror. But Rime of the Frost Maiden, dude, it makes me feel good thinking about it. Like just that whole vibe, that bitter frozen, it's just so tasty.
It's like an ice pop.
Yeah, it's just so good, and the book is so awesome, and the artwork is amazing, and the world is so fleshed out, and I love it. I love Rime of the Frost Maiden. I love Curse of Strahd. I love those very intense, story-driven, theme-driven, setting-driven campaigns.
Yeah, and where are they? Even Quest of Infinite Staircase. You're saying Vecna Eve of Ruin is like, oh, it's the greatest hits. The Infinite Staircase is just 6 classic adventures from older editions remade for 2024.
Yeah.
Where is the campaign book? I mean, the one before that was kind of big that we got was the Shattered Obelisk, but that's just a continuation of Lost Mines of Phandelver.
Yeah.
And kind of like a remastering.
Good. Phandelver is very good.
Yeah, Phandelver's good, but it's basically just like a remastered, newer version with like an extended campaign. Where's the new idea? I'm tired of this multiversal jumping stuff. I want to sink my teeth in a good story campaign that I can work through with a party and travel. Like the Out of the Abyss. Like some of them are broken up a little bit, but it's like one continuous adventure. You're dealing with demon lords. You're dealing with all of the Underdark creatures. You're dealing with the Drow. But it all comes together, and there's a ton of different like things you can go do, but you're in the Underdark. You're in this area. You're doing, you've got things you got to do that all link together. It's not just like a random adventure, one after the next.
Dude, I would love to play in a module. Mitch, if you want to run a module, I would love to play in a module. I've said before,
I would like to run one. I'm struggling to find one I really want to run, because I mean, it would be cool to run like Out of the Abyss and stuff, and maybe the Dungeon of the Mad Mage would be cool. It's just a giant dungeon crawl, but I was just hoping they were going to release something new. I've kind of been waiting for that, and they just haven't. Yeah,
they're releasing a big setting book for Greyhawk, but it's, correct me if I'm wrong, chat, but I don't think it's like a big long form campaign or anything.
I don't know. They're like, there's going to be like little mini, like they're going to have like plot hooks in there, and like, oh, if you're like in this town, this is going on. There's bad people here. So you can kind of make your own thing. They give you like the basis of it.
I'd love for you to convert like an old module, not like before 5e, but like an old module of like Storm King's Thunder or something, and convert it to 2024. I've said this in previous episodes. I'm not a huge fan of running modules. They just really wear me out, and I get a lot more enjoyment out of running homebrew when I'm DMing. But I love playing in modules, especially for a DM that cares. I don't think there's anything worse than playing in a module where the DM is obviously reading the chapter on the fucking fly during the session.
Hey, let's just get this out of the way. If your DM doesn't care while they're running the game for you, you shouldn't be at that fucking table. Doesn't matter if it's a module or not. Fuck that. You are wasting my fucking time.
Yeah, I came to play good D&D.
And it doesn't even have to be great D&D. It just, you have to be trying. You have to be trying to make it good and fun for people, not just, oh, well, I guess this is what it says.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Did you not pre-read the chapter?
Dude, it's crazy. There's a lot of people that they'll read the book as they go. It's like, bro, the DM should wear the pants. Like, you have to, as the DM, like, oh, well, the DM shouldn't be responsible for everything. No, they shouldn't. But they should be responsible for almost everything. You're the DM. Put in the work, make the adventure cool. I'm going to do my job as a player to create a thoughtful, fleshed out, cool character, but you chose to be the DM. No one wants to be the DM because the DM has to do a lot of the work, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles.
Yeah, don't DM if you're not going to do the work, because then your players, they could still maybe have fun, but they're not going to take your game seriously because they're just going to be joking around having a good time rather than, actually playing good D&D.
It's to quote,
to each their own.
Everyone wants to be a DM. No one wants to put in the work. And that's why there's a DM epidemic where no one's DMing.
Nobody DMs. Dude, I can't find a table for my life. I want to play so bad in person.
But you've been cursed. The forever DM.
I've been cursed. I mean, let's be honest, like half the time, if you just show up to some random person's house for D&D and you don't know any of them and you're joining a random table, you kind of have to do like a preliminary vibe check. Or you show up to the house and the DM is chain smoking cigs in their basement. Somebody's hitting a bong next to you. You're like, yeah, I don't want to be here right now. Oh, yeah. We also have like 30 different homebrew rules. And my character could take 8 actions in a turn. Oh, I didn't realize we weren't playing Dungeons and Dragons. Okay. That's cool. I think my character's going to walk away. They got something else to do. And then I'm going to get up and leave.
Yeah, my character's got to go join a different campaign.
Yeah. Oh, my character's actually on the wrong quest. Sorry, guys. Pack up your stuff and just walk out.
Mitch, I would love for you to run a module. I love playing in modules when the DM has everything, prepared and mapped out.
Yeah, because this is kind of what we say in our Sauce episodes a little bit. You got to do the music. You got to know what you're talking about. You got to know your lore. You got to set the scene. If you're playing online, you got to make battle maps that are cool. If it's a blank screen, nobody wants to look at that shit. It's boring. I am a player. We're in a combat for 2 hours. I'm looking at a white checkered sheet with circles for our guys on it. Fuck that.
There is no excuse for not being able to pull up a cool battle map online. It is quite literally free. It's free.
Yeah. You can just search up on Google.
One sec.
Google.
I need to go blow my nose. Keep sniffing and people are going to think I'm cracked out. So give me a sec. 1 sec.
What's up, people? How's it hanging? It's just me and you. So Tom doesn't know. I hid 84 hamsters in his mailbox. And the next time he gets a shipment of beer delivered to his house, it's not going to be beer. I've replaced all of the bottles with nitric acid. We'll see how he likes it. But yeah, horror stories at random tables. You got to vibe check people with the coffee date or something before. And, that's just kind of how it is.
I'm back. What did I miss?
Me and our viewers just had an intimate conversation. You missed nothing.
Fair enough. Yeah, my allergies have been very bad. And I'm also like, when you're like so sleep deprived that your body just starts like making itself sick, like you're not sick, but your body just starts doing it for you.
It's telling you to go lay down. Yeah.
Yeah. We drove through the night from Wisconsin to Colorado. It was a 14-hour drive and we left at 6:00 p.m. yesterday. So I'm running on like solid 3 actual hours of sleep. My face feels heavy, but with that, it's the changing of the seasons combined with that. So I'm like, my allergies are just off the charts right now. So sorry, I'm not on drugs.
Oh, but what this whole conversation was getting to, that we were talking about, was like the modules and how D&D hasn't released one I want to play or run. Tom, what kind of module or campaign book would you like to see D&D produce? Now, you don't have to say like specific like lore or realm or something, just like overall vibe, character type, location. Like what would you want it to be about? What would you want to see? Because we've seen the classic Tyranny of Dragons, Dragon campaign. We've seen the Ghost of Saltmarsh, it's kind of Pirate Town campaign, ghosty. We've got Curse of Strahd, which is the undead vampire campaign. What do you want to see?
You know what? I know what I want. Give me the fucking Brendan Fraser mummy movie in a module.
Oh, yes.
Give me that. Give me like a desert Arabian style adventure. It's kind of like
multiple different like treasure sites you got to travel across the world to get to, like in the movie. They're using the fucking airship.
Yeah. Give me like a steampunk desert trek adventure where it has all of this intrigue of exploring insane destinations. You're diving into tombs and going into oases, and you just give me that. Just a basic. It doesn't have to be super complicated. It doesn't have to be super complex from a plot perspective, but just give me a nice, compelling. It can even be linear. You can even put me on a railroad for all I care. But just give me something. I don't want all this insane shit. I don't want all these complex plots. Just give me some genuine theme.
Giant treasure hunt adventure.
Yeah, I love those mummy movies, even the bad ones. I love them. And it helps because Brendan Fraser is one of the most charismatic people to ever live. But those movies just ooze theme. They ooze theme. Give me theme. But give me that theme, because I don't think D&D has had like a proper like desert expedition adventure yet. They've done it with the snow with Rime of the Frostmaiden. That was awesome. Feel free to correct me, Mitch, but I don't think they have.
Desert. I don't think so. I'm looking through them now.
You take that.
There might be small ones where they're like you're in a desert for a while. I think Princes of the Apocalypse might have a small desert section.
No, but I want like the whole thing, and I want it to have like that sort of like whimsical, like I said, like that whimsical steampunk-ish vibe to it, where it's not super high fantasy, but it's not super gritty. Give me some contraptions. Give me an airship. Give me a
blunderbuss.
Yeah, give me a blunderbuss. Give me something like that.
A rifle.
Yeah, give me steampunk. They have not done
Give me a minigun.
And look, I'm pretty sure Eberron is very like steampunk fantasy. I've actually never read the Eberron book, but
what?
I haven't. It's one of the few books I haven't ever really.
Some parts of Eberron are a little deserty.
They are?
Yeah, some parts.
Fuck. Am I an idiot? Am I just looking for Eberron? Am I just asking for Eberron?
I mean, no. It's not all like a desert, but some parts are.
Oh, well, yeah. I want something like that. I want it so bad actually that back when we were living in Florida, I was going to run Rime of the Frostmaiden. I had started converting that entire module into a desert instead of snow. Samsul was the setting. I was even I sent them the map and everything. I was like, guys, get ready, and it ended up not happening because we moved. But I was actively converting the plot of Rime of the Frostmaiden into a desert setting because it works perfectly converted. It's instead of ultra, ultra cold snowy, it's just ultra hot desert. It translated pretty well. So I was like making all of these like homebrew worlds and restructuring the plot to fit the desert theme. But that's what I want. I want a steampunk desert adventure very much modeled after the vibe of the Mummy movies.
Oh, and dude, you're not wrong. Even if Eberron has a big desert, it's not an adventure book. It's a source book. It tells you how you could make adventures in there, but it doesn't do it for you. It's not a campaign module.
Yeah. I love desert settings. I love that. I love that vibe. I love that vibe. And it is genuinely because of the Mummy movies. Grew up watching those. I even like the Scorpion King. Yeah. That's how much I like it.
Oh, dude, the Scorpion King. I bet if I watched it now, it's probably not that good.
It's probably trash.
I remember as a kid, dude, I loved that movie. The Rock was awesome in that movie.
Yeah, this is breakout role.
But yeah, nice, good choice. Yeah, cool desert adventure. That would be like great for making like a scout character, very like artificers or knowledge clerics, stuff like that. That would be cool.
Yeah, I would
like
I would
Indiana
really
Jones type characters, like a Spelunky.
Yeah, that's what I feel like I need from D&D that they have not given me at all. Like, yeah, I can really usually pick out something like you said, Ghost of Saltmarsh. I love a high seas pirate themed campaign, Pirates of the Caribbean vibes. Love that. Pirates of the Caribbean is my second favorite trilogy of all time. But yeah, they just haven't ever given me anything like the Mummy yet. What about you?
Oh, well, mine would be, I would want an adventure that takes you through a world similar to like Pandora from the Avatar. I would want it to be, rather than like, big world or big city areas, I want it to be very vertical. You've got the floating islands. You've got the different giant, the floating mountains. You've got the ocean at the bottom filled with horrible dinosaur creatures.
Bro wants the dinosaur book.
I want the dinosaur book. I want the dinosaur book. That's what I want. But I want it to be like a cool, magical, it could be based in the Forgotten Realm somewhere. I don't know. But like floating mountains, floating islands, these different tribes, people are flying around on fucking birds and dinosaurs to get around. That's kind of my vibe I would go for. Something like that. I want that dinosaur utopia, they got the gold pyramid and they got the dinosaurs racing around and shit.
Bro wants the dinosaur module.
I want the dinosaur campaign. It's really that simple. Put it anywhere. I don't give a fuck. I won't get into this, because I think I've gotten into it on another podcast.
What about how much you hate how they did the dinosaurs dirty in the new edition?
They ruined them. They weren't even good before, but they made them worse.
Yeah. A dinosaur book would be cool. But I guess I'm really just craving anything at this point.
I know. I just want a cool new adventure to sink my teeth in. I know I was just saying crazy dinosaur land, but that's grounded in like a main story, not necessarily like a bunch of different random stories told in the same area.
Yeah. I haven't had this, like, I was very excited for all three of the new books, like, Player's Handbook, DMG, and Monster Manual. Very excited. But those are kind of those are on a different level than like modules or campaign settings.
They're more important.
They're more important. It's like,
that's how you play the game.
It's a necessity thing. Like, you're like, oh shit, okay, these are coming out. I need to buy these. I'm very excited. They're going to update everything. But it's been years since like they announced a book and I was like, oh shit, I need this. I'm going to read the whole thing the second I get it. I'm pre-ordering it. Like, I was really excited for Fizzman's Treasury of Dragons, but honestly, I think the last campaign book that I was genuinely excited for, I think it might have been
Frost Maiden.
I was going to say it was either Frost Maiden, because I remember reading that at our pizza restaurant that we worked at. I like had gotten it and I was reading the physical form at it. And then Critical Role's Wildmount. I can't even remember the name of the book. Explorer's Guide to
Wildmount.
Yeah, that one really excited me for obvious reasons. Critical Role, but that book's really cool. But like the last adventure that really gripped me when it came out, and I was like, oh shit, this is awesome. Was Frost Maiden for sure.
Yeah, and I think our haters, our thousands of haters, in the comments will be like, well, why don't you just play homebrew stuff? I'm probably gonna end up having to. Okay. I want the official book. I want the official stuff. But, you know, I'll play some homebrew.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll take a look and I'll run some homebrew campaign or something similar to that. I know it's not a campaign. I was looking at Obojima earlier today. That is on D&D Beyond as well. So it's all integrated. And that's kind of like that Adventure Time feeling, kind of post-apocalyptic, but it's still very high fantasy goofy, very Studio Ghibli-esque. So I was thinking about maybe running some stuff in there. I got to keep looking. Looking. I'd rather have something that's done as like a campaign I can run and just, you know, stitch things together and edit some stuff to make it work.
Yeah. I like homebrew. Obviously, I'm a homebrew runner, but when it comes to modules, I like keeping it canon one because everything exists in D&D Beyond. I know it's kind of a shitty take, but I like having it in D&D Beyond. I'm a D&D Beyond guy. It's just easier.
It is just so much easier.
If the book is in D&D Beyond and I can do all the stuff in D&D Beyond, it just makes my life so easy. And I appreciate that because then I can spend more time on actually doing the creative part instead of worrying about all the fucking, well, how do I convert this? And if someone wants to do paper online, how am I going to be able to track? No, it's in D&D Beyond. It's all easy. But yeah, also, I like having the real book. Anytime a book comes out that I am interested in, especially when it's like D&D, when it's an actual D&D book, I pre-order both of them. I want that hardcover. I'm a hardcover slut. I need paperback. Yeah. I need that shit. Yeah, I need it for the collection. I need it for the bookshelf. By the time I'm dead, I want to have one of those rooms in my house that the walls are just lined with bookshelves.
You need the book study.
Yeah. I want my
giant rug on the floor, big chair, fireplace.
I want my wizard quarters.
Desk, book and quill.
Yeah. I want my wizard quarters. I want it. Yeah. It takes time. Book by book, I'm building it. But yeah, I'm a hardcover guy.
But yeah, those are two adventures type session. They're setting things we'd want to see. I don't know. I just want them to release something cool adventure.
Yeah.
Cool campaign.
Something
I would
that
love. I'm gonna go on it again. I just can't believe they didn't release a giant campaign alongside the new release of the giant new edition. I don't understand it. Hey everyone, we just released all these new rules. We want you to buy all this stuff and jump into the game. Here's this level 1 to level 20 giant campaign you can play in. Sink your teeth into all the new rules with all of your friends over the next 4 years.
No.
Like, how is that? How is that not just a slam fucking dunk for the company? I don't understand. It drives me crazy.
Yeah, it seems, look, I don't work at Wizards of the Coast, but it seems they've been having some staffing issues. It seems they've been having some staffing issues since they released the new edition. So maybe that's been taking up a lot of their time. But it's been a long time since I've seen them release something that, like, obviously the new edition was like Jeremy Crawford and Chris Perkins's like baby. They were the head of all the videos and they were very excited about it. But
yeah, they were like the directors and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, they were responsible for all that. So I get that, like, they were very excited, and obviously I'm very excited about the new edition too. But I have yet to see. I haven't seen in a very long time a module that, like, you can tell that, like, the team put their heart and soul into it. When Curse of Strahd came out, you know, just the hype was there, and I get it. We're in the time of, like, everything is nitpicked to death. Even if you release a good thing, people are still going to hate on it. But, like, I miss those days where D&D just wasn't fucking missing. They were throwing out books and people were just, like, eating it up. Yeah. Because it was good. It was quality. I remember a lot of people were psyched about Spelljammer, and I still haven't I haven't gotten Spelljammer, so I can't attest to this. But it seems everyone was really hyped about Spelljammer, and then it came out, and all the hype was lost.
Yeah, so, I heard there's a lot of problems with that book. Not about, like, what was in it, but about what wasn't in it. Like, the Spelljammer, if you guys don't know, a Spelljammer is a dude who puts on a helmet to control a spaceship boat. And that he is the Spelljammer. I don't know if it's like the seat in the helmet is the Spelljammer or he is, but he controls a boat with his mind when he sits in the seat. Kind of, you know, like this classic, like, Star Trek or space adventure. They sit in their captain's seat and they're directing the spaceship around. One of the biggest gripes I heard a ton of people say about that was that there was no designed boat combat for the spelljamming boats to fight each other at all.
They even released minis for the spelljamming, like the little minis that you just put on a grid and, like, have ship battles and stuff. It's like, okay, well,
and they released no rules for combat for the ships. No, like, oh, if you dock, this happens or this. What are we doing?
Also, you know what I want? I want a giant size. So they did this with the sailing ship. It's called the Falling Star sailing ship. I got 2 of them. I even painted one myself. But like the giant, accurately sized ships, you throw it down on the map, it's like, it's 3 feet long. Give me a Spelljammer ship like that. Give me those.
Well, I think they have some Spelljammer ships.
They don't have, no, nothing like that. They don't have like a giant, like actual sized ship that you can throw down on the table and have your minis go on and stuff. Or give me an airship. Fuck. Oh, dude, if you gave me an airship, they don't have an airship right now. I'm having to print one. It's taking me like 3 weeks to print one right now because it's just so much. But like, give me those
Airship Adventure. Airship Adventure would be cool.
Well, that's what you get in the Mummy themed campaign. They literally have a whole arc in the second Mummy where they're on an airship.
I think Eberron has airships. I'm pretty sure. I think that's like a big part of their travel.
It does. That I do know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. It's like they released the. All right, we put the organs in. We put the bones in. We put all this stuff in. We have a full flesh system. Yeah. All right. What is that system gonna do? You want to play Curse of Strahd again? Everything's backwards compatible. So you can yourself turn our old books compatible to play with the new system. I don't want to fucking do that. I want to play a new giant campaign.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see. We'll see.
Oh gosh, it drives me insane.
But either way, Mitch, I think you should do that. I think you should take one of the modules. I think I should. Take one of the modules, and then we'll run it in 2024. Maybe we'll even live stream it. You want that?
Ooh.
You want that? I know we've been very loosely talking about that for like a year now. Maybe we'll do a live stream someday. I would, but I quite literally don't have time.
I'd have to figure out some things. I would love to. I mean, that would be cool. And, I think another thing that would be good with a live stream is, we would like literally set a time, like we can only play for 3 hours. It'll make things move fast, and everyone will be pretty locked in. So that would be cool. I would have to figure out how to do that.
But yeah, Mitch, you should run a campaign. And we'll stream it.
I mean, the thing is, I already run a campaign, and
when's the last time we played?
Exactly. So maybe adding a whole other one would probably not be such a good idea at the moment. But soon, we should be resuming that game next Monday, if all is right in the world.
Yep.
Should be doing that next Monday. And I want to do it every other week. So
that would be ideal. Well, we're kind of getting that time here. So
I think we are. Yeah. Leave suggestions for cool campaigns that, maybe it's third party, maybe it's homebrew stuff. Leave it in the comments and I'll take a look at them. Because I would like something a little goofier. I like the vibes being fun, but, still serious at times. That'd be cool.
Yes, please. So, yeah, well, we'll leave you here. Hope you enjoyed this segment of us just shooting the shit today, catching up, talking about whatever, and just having a time.
Leave your questions down below for the wisdom check. We'll bring that back at some point soon. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. We're back, baby. This guy can't stop sneezing.
I'm sorry. I'm having a literal allergy attack. Oh, jeez. It was bad today, but it was not this bad until we got on the podcast. I'm going to sneeze again.
It's all right. It allowed me and our chat to get a little more intimate while you were gone.
Help me.
Oh, and thanks again to our sponsor for today. Maybe we'll even run a couple sessions in that. That'd be cool.
Yes, thank you.
Make some characters, test it out. We appreciate the support, and our podcast is still pretty small. We only have 2 billion viewers, so we're trying to make our way up there.
We're climbing the ranks, climbing the ladder. Sorry for having horrible allergies this session. Sorry for leaving you with Mitch for extended periods of time. But again, thank you to Homie and the Dude, Scorched Basin Kickstarter for sponsoring this episode of the podcast. Very, very excited for this. Very excited to be working with that team. They do great work over there. They've done a lot of other things too. So yeah, thank you for sponsoring this episode. We look forward to continuing to work with you. And if you want to check out the Scorched Basin Kickstarter, go ahead and click that link in our bio. It's right there down below. And we'll see you next week.
Peace out.